7 people you must avoid in old age, even family Buddhism. The people who can drain your peace in old age. Have you ever wondered how the people around you influence your peace of mind, especially as you grow older? While aging is often seen as a time to reflect, relax, and cherish the moments of life, the relationships we maintain can either support or drain us. In Buddhism, we are taught that our happiness comes from within, but how can we cultivate that inner peace if we allow toxic influences into our lives? Today, we will explore 5 types of people that you must avoid in old age, even if they are family, to ensure that your golden years are filled with tranquility, wisdom, and joy. Are you ready to learn how to protect your peace? Let's come to the first lesson from Buddha. 1. The Manipulator, protecting your peace from emotional drain. Imagine this. You're enjoying a quiet afternoon, sipping tea and savoring the calm, when suddenly your peace is interrupted by a call from a relative in need of yet another favor. At first, it seems like a small request, and you happily oblige, believing it's just a momentary inconvenience. However, as time passes, these requests grow more frequent, more demanding, and leave you feeling emotionally exhausted. The manipulator is skilled at exploiting your kindness, using guilt and obligation to pull you deeper into their web of need. In Buddhist teachings, we are reminded of the importance of setting boundaries. It's not about being selfish, but rather an act of compassion, both for yourself and for the other person. Compassion means protecting your own well-being while still showing care for others. It's about understanding when saying no is necessary for preserving your inner peace. Manipulators may try to push your boundaries, using emotional tactics to make you feel guilty for not helping. They might remind you of past sacrifices, appealing to your sense of duty. But remember, true compassion starts within. If we allow others to deplete us, we cannot truly offer them the kindness they may need. Setting boundaries is not a rejection of the person, but an affirmation of your own self-respect and emotional health. To protect your peace, practice discernment. When a request arises, ask yourself, does this bring harmony or tension into my life? Can I help without sacrificing my well-being? If the answer is no, practice saying no gently but firmly. It's a compassionate act for both you and the person asking for help. By setting these boundaries, you create space for relationships that uplift you, allowing you to nurture connections that truly bring peace into your life. 2. The self-absorbed, learning to prioritize balanced relationships. The Buddha taught that true connection is rooted in empathy, compassion, and understanding. Yet, there are people who are so consumed by their own needs and experiences that they fail to acknowledge the presence of others. These self-absorbed individuals dominate conversations, leaving little room for you to share your thoughts or feelings. Picture this. You begin to share a cherished memory, maybe a story about a joyful trip you once took, but before you can finish, the person across from you interrupts, quickly shifting the focus back to their own experiences. Over time, this becomes exhausting. You begin to feel like your presence only serves to validate their existence, leaving you feeling invisible. Self-absorbed individuals often don't act out of malice, but rather due to a lack of awareness. They might genuinely enjoy your company, but they fail to offer the mutual respect and care that are essential for healthy relationships. In old age, when you have so many precious memories and experiences to share, it becomes even more painful when your voice is unheard. In these situations, practicing patience and self-awareness can help. Gently redirecting the conversation can make a difference. For example, you might say, "I'd like to finish what I was sharing, it's important to me. By doing so, you not only reclaim your space in the conversation, but also remind the other person of the need for mutual respect. However, if someone consistently fails to respect your perspective and makes no effort to engage with you in a balanced way, it's important to set limits. You don't have to tolerate one-sided interactions. Consider limiting your time with these individuals or seeking out relationships that nurture you, those that truly listen, value your insights, and provide genuine support. In Buddhism, relationships are viewed as opportunities to practice mindfulness and compassion. By nurturing connections based on mutual respect, you create an environment where both you and others can thrive. As you reflect in quiet moments, remember that your experiences, your voice, and your wisdom are invaluable. Cherish the relationships that affirm your worth, and let go of those that fail to do so. 3. The Critic, finding strength in constructive feedback. Criticism, especially when it comes from those close to us, can be painful. It often begins subtly, disguised as helpful advice or concern. You know, you really should, or have you considered? At first, it may not seem harmful, but over time, constant criticism can chip away at your confidence, leaving you questioning your decisions and self-worth. This steady stream of critique, though it might seem like a well-intended suggestion, can become a burden, eroding the positive self-image you've worked hard to cultivate. Buddhist teachings remind us that the words of others are like arrows. They can only hurt us if we allow them to penetrate our hearts. The power of criticism lies in how we respond to it. We can choose to accept it or reject it. The first step toward protecting your peace is recognizing that you have control over your emotional reactions. When facing a critic, ask yourself, are they offering constructive feedback, or are they projecting their own fears and insecurities onto you? Often, habitual critics use criticism as a way to shield themselves from their own shortcomings. Once you recognize this dynamic, you can respond with calm confidence. Rather than internalizing the critique, you can affirm your choices and set clear boundaries. For example, you could say, I appreciate your perspective, but I am content with how I've chosen to live my life. This statement allows you to maintain your peace without being confrontational, asserting that your decisions are valid, even if they don't align with others' opinions. In some cases, it may be necessary to create distance from a relationship that is consistently negative. Surrounding yourself with people who celebrate your strengths and support your journey will help you rediscover the joy and confidence that criticism may have diminished. Imagine this. You're tending to your garden, a moment of quiet reflection in the sunlight, when a neighbor's critical remark drifts by. Instead of reacting, you simply smile and continue your task. This small act symbolizes the power of resilience, the ability to maintain your peace no matter the external noise. By embracing this mindset, you affirm your worth and protect your happiness from the influence of others' opinions. 4. The Irresponsible, learning to let go of unnecessary burdens. The irresponsible person often seeks others to bear the weight of their problems, whether financial or emotional. At first, their requests may seem reasonable, a small loan to cover an unexpected expense or a listening ear during a difficult time. You might feel compassionate and eager to help, trusting that your kindness will make a difference. However, as time passes, a troubling pattern emerges. Their promises to change, to repay you, or to handle their issues independently begin to fade, leaving you burdened with their unresolved problems. In Buddhist philosophy, we learn about the law of karma, which teaches us that each individual is responsible for the consequences of their actions. By constantly rescuing someone from the outcomes of their choices, you inadvertently interfere with their karmic journey, denying them the opportunity to learn, grow, and develop the resilience needed to face life's challenges. True compassion involves not just offering help, but doing so in a way that respects both yourself and the other person's ability to take responsibility for their actions. To protect your peace, it's essential to acknowledge your limits. You are not obligated to carry the burdens of others, especially when they consistently fail to take responsibility for their actions. Compassionate detachment allows you to care for others without becoming emotionally entangled in their chaos. For instance, instead of offering financial help repeatedly, you might say, "I care about you, but I'm not in a position to solve this for you. Perhaps you could explore other options." This response shows empathy while maintaining your boundaries. Shifting from a fixing mindset to a guiding one can be transformative. Instead of solving their problems, offer advice or resources that empower them to take charge of their situation. For example, suggest they consult a financial advisor or create a budget to better manage their finances. By encouraging them to find their own solutions, you foster their personal growth while safeguarding your emotional and mental well-being. Picture an elder lighting incense at an altar, a quiet moment of reflection. This small act symbolizes the practice of detachment, releasing burdens that don't belong to you and instead focusing on your inner peace. By prioritizing your well-being, you create space for joy and fulfillment in your later years, free from the weight of others' irresponsibility. 5. The ungrateful, reclaiming the joy of giving. There is great joy in giving, but nothing can feel heavier than ingratitude. The ungrateful person takes your kindness for granted, leaving you feeling unappreciated and disheartened. Over time, the weight of such interactions becomes more than just emotionally draining. It diminishes the joy you once found in offering support, whether it's a heartfelt meal or helping someone during a difficult time. Imagine preparing a meal with love, only to hear complaints about the effort, or offering help during someone's hardship, only to be met with silence when your own needs arise. Buddhist teachings remind us that true generosity comes from the heart, without attachment to the outcome. Giving should come from a place of selflessness, without expecting anything in return. However, it's equally important to recognize when your energy and resources are being misused. Kindness is a precious gift, and like all valuable things, it deserves to be respected. When the joy of giving fades, it's often a sign that the balance in the relationship has shifted. Ask yourself, are these relationships built on mutual respect, or are they rooted in expectation? Does the person truly value your efforts, or do they see your generosity as something owed to them? In many cases, the ungrateful may not intentionally take advantage of you, but rather operate from a place of entitlement, failing to recognize the impact of their behavior. To protect your peace, redirect your energy toward people who truly appreciate your kindness. Volunteering or contributing to causes that foster genuine gratitude can be a fulfilling way to experience the joy of giving. Imagine an elder at a community center, sharing stories with children or organizing meals, surrounded by the warmth of genuine appreciation. This environment of shared smiles and heartfelt thanks can rejuvenate your spirit, reminding you of the true essence of generosity. Ultimately, acts of kindness should bring you peace and fulfillment, not resentment or exhaustion. By focusing on the positive feelings that accompany thoughtful giving, you can cultivate a sense of purpose and connection that transcends immediate reactions. Let go of the need to please those who cannot see your worth, and instead cherish the relationships that uplift and inspire you. Picture a life where your kindness is met with gratitude, a reality you can create by choosing wisely where to invest your energy. In your golden years, prioritize relationships that nurture and support you, allowing you to preserve the beauty of giving while protecting your heart from the sting of ingratitude. 6. The drama seeker, avoiding emotional turmoil. In every stage of life, we encounter people who thrive on chaos and drama. These individuals often stir up conflict, whether it's through gossip, exaggeration, or creating unnecessary tension in otherwise peaceful situations. They seem to feed off of emotional turmoil, and their presence can quickly turn a calm moment into a storm. Imagine enjoying a quiet evening with loved ones, when suddenly a phone call from a drama-seeking friend or relative interrupts the peace. They recount stories of trivial disagreements or conflicts, often with heightened emotion, drawing you into their web of negativity. The more you engage, the deeper you get pulled into their emotional drama, leaving you feeling stressed and unsettled. In Buddhism, we learn that inner peace requires avoiding attachments to the turbulence of the world. A drama seeker often seeks validation through attention, often not recognizing the harm they cause by disrupting the peace of others. Their stories are rarely constructive. They often exist only to provoke reactions. To protect your peace, it's essential to recognize when someone is seeking drama and choose to disengage. When they attempt to pull you into their narrative, calmly set a boundary by saying, "I understand this is important to you, but I need to preserve my peace right now." This simple act of detachment signals that you won't be a part of the emotional chaos they're trying to create. By letting go of the need to resolve others' emotional turmoil, you not only protect your peace but also teach others the value of emotional responsibility. In the quiet moments of your life, choose serenity over drama, knowing that you can be there for others without allowing their chaos to consume you. 7. The energy vampire, protecting yourself from emotional exhaustion. The energy vampire is someone who drains you emotionally, leaving you feeling exhausted, depleted, and empty after every interaction. These individuals are often unaware of the effect they have on others, but their constant need for attention, validation, or support can quickly wear you down. They may come to you with their problems, repeatedly seeking your time and energy, but offer little in return. Picture this: you spend hours listening to someone vent about their struggles, offering advice, and being there to support them. Yet, when it's your turn to share your thoughts or needs, they seem disinterested or distracted. Over time, these one-sided relationships begin to feel like an emotional burden, as though you're constantly giving without receiving the same care and support in return. Buddhism teaches us that to live a peaceful life, we must recognize our own needs and take steps to preserve our energy. The energy vampire may not intentionally harm you, but their behavior can leave you feeling emotionally drained and disconnected from your own well-being. It's crucial to acknowledge when someone's constant neediness is taking more from you than you can afford to give. To protect yourself, set clear boundaries and practice self-care. Politely but firmly tell them when you need time to recharge or focus on your own needs. For example, you might say, "I've enjoyed listening to you, but I need to take some time for myself right now." By doing so, you reclaim your energy and ensure that you're not neglecting your own well-being for the sake of others. In Buddhist practice, detachment is a key principle, not in a cold or unfeeling way, but as a way to protect your peace and mental health. Helping others is a noble act, but it should never come at the cost of your own emotional exhaustion. By recognizing the signs of an energy vampire and setting appropriate limits, you create a life filled with balanced, supportive relationships that nourish you as much as you nourish others. Conclusion: protecting your peace and embracing the golden years. As we journey through life, especially in our later years, it becomes even more essential to protect our peace. The relationships we maintain can either uplift us or drain us, and it's up to us to make mindful choices about who we allow into our lives. By avoiding manipulative, self-absorbed, critical, irresponsible, and ungrateful individuals, we create space for connections that truly nourish our hearts and minds. These are the relationships that will bring joy, respect, and genuine fulfillment in our golden years. The Buddha taught us that peace comes from within. Do not seek it from others. By embracing this wisdom, we honor the journey we've walked, and we create an environment where our inner peace can flourish. Now, I encourage you to reflect on the relationships in your own life. Are there any connections that drain your energy? What steps can you take today to protect your peace and prioritize the relationships that truly matter? If this video resonated with you, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content filled with wisdom and inspiration. Together, let's build a community grounded in mindfulness, compassion, and meaningful connections. May your golden years be filled with peace, joy, and the support of those who truly appreciate you.